Good morning. You listen to FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. This morning, my guest is Keith Spano, who's the president of Flooring America and Flooring Canada. How you doing, Keith?
I'm doing great, Kemp. Thanks for having me.
Sure. You had a big meeting last week in Dallas. I got there a little late and only caught you toward the tail end of it, but I thought it'd be good to tell our listeners a little bit about what was going on. This is your summer meeting. Most people know that Flooring America and Flooring Canada, roughly about 500 members, the majority in the U.S. and some in Canada as well, right?
That's correct.
Just tell us as an overview real quick, as you spent some time with your members, how is their growth, their business? Talk a little bit about that if you would.
In general, our members are very happy. Business is good overall. I think I quoted the fact that we're up about 6.5% on our same-store comps for this year, so we're very pleased with that. You know, overall, it's just great to walk around and see a bunch of smiling faces and happy people. You know, the beauty of our connection, which is our brand for our convention, is that we get inspired by our members and they kind of get inspired by us. So it's a good recharge in the summertime.
And, you know, by looking at the summary kind of the meeting, you're focused in the right areas. You spent time talking about product diversification, which I need to point out that we just published our July issue, which has our retail survey in it. And we asked a question about diversification, and we found it very interesting that 62% of the retailers said that they were diversifying, and they were going into things like cabinets, window treatments, countertops. So that's also an area where you're helping your members, right?
That was a major focus. I mean, we've been talking about it for 2 years, but we really hammered on it at this connection that to remain relevant at retail, we feel that diversification is a must. In fact, we had Christina Ferrari from FRCH there to speak to our members about remaining relevant at retail, giving real-world examples of how others are doing it. I talked about Neiman Marcus. She talked about quite a few as well, about how you've got to adapt to a changing consumer, bring in more product to cast a wider net and really capture more of the consumer's disposable dollar.
Now, let me point out who they are because some people might miss that. FRCH is seen actually out there in the marketplace as an expert in merchandising. They've written some books, and they focus on helping some major retailers out there get better at the retail experience, right?
Correct, yeah. They're a world-renowned design firm. They touch every different type of showroom, and they, in fact, created our Vision showroom back in 2008. So they work with us on a daily basis in our member showrooms and our new members coming on to help lay out their showrooms to maximize space and efficiency. And as we go forward to remain relevant at retail, bringing in new categories such as cabinets or countertops or other product categories, we'll be plotting those into our floor plans now going forward.
I mean, some of them are even plumbing fixtures and paint, right?
Absolutely. We have a paint pilot going on right now. We have an iRobot program going on right now. You know, who knows, possibly lighting in the future. There's lots of different opportunities that we have that we're looking at based on feedback from our membership, what they're asking for.
And just catch me up, too. I'm just curious, how is your mix shifting between hard surface and carpet?
You know, it's interesting. We're actually seeing growth in our high-end, more niche-y soft surface, but, you know, overall the mix is certainly shifting to hard surface about a point or two.
All right, so it's not drastic. Another area that you focused on at the meeting is around your website. Obviously, you recognize, especially with all the experts you work with, this digital marketing is a key area of investments to help your members.
No question about it. You've got to have a strong digital presence. Because of that, you know, we've had microsites for every single one of our members, but it's time for a refresh. So this year, our members will all get brand new, flat, responsive, completely mobile and customizable microsites, basically so that they can promote other products in addition to flooring.
And some of your focuses in that area, because people know that if you want to show up during a search, you can pay per click, but you're also trying to optimize your organic search engine optimization performance, right?
Absolutely. We have a whole suite of programs that we're doing for our members on a daily basis to make sure they're on the first page of Google on every search. In addition, our whole theme has been where friends send friends and being the most recommended. And we've fully integrated the Bazaar Voice platform, which is helping us from our recommendations and review standpoint to once again maintain and become the most recommended flooring store in North America.
Now, as your people were coming to you at your closing event, What were some of their comments about some of the highlights of the meeting? What hit home the best, and what do you think they're going to go back and change?
Number one, we asked them to do two things. Make one major change in your business and make one minor change in your business. A major change could be something such as bringing in cabinets or countertops, or we launched a program with Rubbermaid for closet inserts. So you're already in the room, you're already changing out the flooring, why not address the closets and the windows as well while you're there? So that's a major change. A minor change could be something as simple as getting 100% deposit, if your state allows it. Asking for financing. We've got a strong program with Synchrony and making sure that we are promoting consumer financing with every order. It could be as simple as that, but small tweaks that can make a big change to your bottom line.
One last question I know that's in everyone's mind right now is around installation. How are your members doing there, and are they also seeing a gap as far as the number of trained installers?
They certainly are. It's a major focus right now. I will say, though, that those that are diversified are having less of a problem than those that aren't. So, for example, if you are already driving a cabinet business, a lot of times the cabinet, they're craftsmen and they are also installing the hardwood as well as the cabinets. So you have some synergy there that you may not have if you are a single product company.
Yeah. In our research that we published in July, we asked what are your top problems, and installations at the top, followed by home centers, intense competition, and low margins. So installation just seems to be what a lot of people are struggling with. Okay, Keith, so your meeting just ended last week. What's next on the horizon?
We have a 2-day conference coming up September 20th to 22nd in Tampa, Florida, where we're going to focus on how to help members and sales professionals navigate the changes in digital marketing and social media. The conference is called Building Buzz, and they can find it at buildingbuzz.com. It's really geared not necessarily for store owners, but really for the people that are driving the digital efforts in the store. So it could be the store manager, it could be a salesperson, or it could be someone outside the company. But it's really geared towards, it's open to retailers to really get actionable steps. You can pick your own track, choose the courses that you want to go. And we've got some industry experts out there from Bizarre Voice and Shoutlet and Kellen Partners to really help and do a deep dive on social media.
Well, Keith, it's great to talk to you. Again, been talking to Keith Spano, who's the president of Flooring America and Flooring Canada. And you've been listening to Kempar and FloorDaily.net.